Hello, viewers, and welcome back to another Friday. You know what that means. Another chapter of My Hero Academia. And today we're continuing on to back to the main story with chapter 227. Just officially came out today. So, 2 weeks ago, a lot of crazy stuff that's been going on since then. And we have Toga's evolution with her quirk. Now she can use the forms she takes, she can use their quirks as well. So, yeah, hopefully that's be more explained more. So why don't we just jump into chapter 227? And today's chapter is Sleepy, apparently. And right off the first page, we get a cover panel with Toga in tied around in chains. It's not kinky or disgusting in any way. It's kind of a bit disturbing and kind of gets a little. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get into that, so. The results of the joint training arc, check out volume 23, currently on sale. If my love isn't accepted, then I'll just tear apart the world. Number Chapter number 227, Sleepy by Horikoshi. So we start with the first page of the chapter, and we appear to be at a a shed in a neighborhood. The fight with Curious is over, so we're continuing onward where we left off 2 weeks ago with Toga just crawling away from her fight after completely destroying Curious and basically killing her by crushing her with gravity. And Toga's just hiding in the shed. I can't move a muscle. I can't even lift my hand. I'm losing blood. Everything's going dark. So this is how it feels. So she's going to be again. It draws near. So yeah, that's probably what we're only going to get from Toga for a while, because I think we won't be seeing her until probably at the end, so she's staying out the rest of this arc mostly. So we're back at the main center tower with Destro, the second Destro. So he's having a bit of a monologue about what just happened. In the world of. Oh, hold on. Is there more? In the world of Toga Hibiko, there is nobody else. They They say she's abnormal, that she's a villain. Exactly whose fault it was that she turned out that way. Such a sad story, forever forcing everyone to conform and ostracize those who can't. Even though there's no one for one there is no one form to conform to now. That's the message Curious wanted to convey through that girl. The truth. And one of his allies just burst into the room. She she didn't need to throw herself at the front lines. Curious was a valuable asset. And probably this is Destro talking, continuing their conversation while Girin is still in the room, still alive. And not just Curious, each and every one of our soldiers is sacrificing themselves for the sake of the future. Humans are such noble beings. And he's just crying at the sudden loss of Curious getting, smoked to death, squished to, no, not technically squished, but more like falling to her death, and Gurin's just watching this. Well, it looks like we won't be able to use Curious's footage. The narratives don't align, no matter how we spin it. Toga ends up becoming a tragic heroine. That just won't do. So how they and Gurn's kind of curious about this whole footage statement that this lieutenant just came in and just bring it up. Footage? What? You you don't get it. Are you asking a question? Do you want us to just tell you? And the guy is having a long-winded argument with Gurren. Well, he is tied up, so he has to stick by it. If not, then why the hell do you keep asking us? What do you mean? Is it your pride? Or you're the type that just repeats back everything you hear like some damn parrot. You can't make delusions. You can't make connections. Your neutrons are disconnected. Hell, you can make it from 1 to 10 without us saying the numbers in between. So don't you think you can just take the easy way out? And yeah, he just lets and the new lieutenant just lets goes of Gurren after that rant. The security cameras across the town are recording the fight. They hit the city with no heroes being protected from the clutches of evil by mere citizens. Even you should be able to see all the all the ways we could spin that. So you just explained it to me after all. Do you really think you can change the world? You guys are crazy. Those and we cut back to Destro. Those who are against us are the ones who are crazy. It it seems you lack imagination after all. You see you can't move the hearts of people without putting in your own. We see Shigaraki's just going probably towards the tower and give me a sec. Sorry about that, I had to take care of something. So we cut back to where Spinner and Dobby and Mr. Compress are still fighting all these people. And Spinner starts a conversation. How long until he wakes up? And they're talking about Giga. And Mr. Compress answers, another hour and 20 minutes. Are you kidding me? I don't know who's speaking but that's probably twice doing that. No matter how many we defeat, they just keep on coming. You haven't even you haven't even taken out one yet. Toga. Toga's gone. Where did she go? Attention! Attention all! I bring some very bad, sad news. And we see this guy from one of the other companies riding on a truck, spreading propaganda in a campaign car with hearts on the sign. Okay. And Mr. Compress is just basically asking the same question we're saying. A campaign car? When did he? And we see Shigaraki looking at the campaign car. Miss Curious has been defeated. She has given her life for the sake of the liberation. So that he's just basically saying, yeah, she's like freaking dead. And all the people are reacting pretty much in the logical sense. Ah, no way. In response, the Supreme Leader has just these words. Do not let her die in vain. Oh, that's probably just Destro playing a recording. Do not let her die. Do not let her death be in vain. Whoa. And we cut back to the conversation with Mr. Compress. I see. So Curious is basically like a bishop, uniting and rallying the people. This is more like a religion than an army. And we cut back to twice, just almost some guy ripping off his mask. Wait, so you're telling me? Wait, you're telling me religion can be profitable? Oh, and we see all this giant wave of people coming after Shigaraki in a giant. Like, has any. I know people probably may have seen the movie World War Z. It's pretty much like World War Z with all the zombies doing crazy stuff. At this point, they're just practically doing the same thing with the people of the Liberation Army, and they're basically going after Shigaraki. Shigaraki, and then something odd happens with Shigaraki's mental state. So sleepy. Okay. It always gets like that when I get sleepy. I see things moving that shouldn't be moving. I hear sounds like I hear sounds that shouldn't be heard. The feeling of unnecessary information crashing down on me. It's like my body has a bug. So wait, hold on. Has Shigaraki been sleeping? I know I went to double check in the last previous chapters. Yeah, he shouldn't be able to. He should be freaking exhausted for all the stuff, training for a whole month trying to tame Giga. And Giga only lets Shigaraki sleep for 3 hours straight, and then he just comes back and starts killing people again. So, yeah, that must be completely unhealthy for Shigaraki, for not evil to get even more sleep. So, yeah, he's just finally realized, oh, oh damn, I need to freaking sleep. And strangely, we get a flashback to an office? What's this? And we see a little girl in the middle panel. Look at this. Another flashback. It's a secret. So she opens a drawer and takes out a photograph. Oh! Oh! and that little girl's carrying a photograph of his grandmother, uh, of the seventh user of All for One. They said she's our grandma. Just what was it? Apparently, she's a hero. Even though I have no memories, I can remember the emotions. Hannah. Hannah-chan. Why? So that little girl's name's Hannah. Why are you showing me this time? Even though Dad says all that, it'll be alright, cause I'll always be cheering you on, Tenko. It feels so warm and tender. Just why is it? If you're going to show me something, then at least show me the whole thing. It's like a broken record. Ah, damn it. I'm in the worst possible mood. So, after Shigaraki's little mini flashback reminder, he gets onto a brick wall and starts running towards the group and just about to kill all this entire I want to say Zergarush of people, but probably you wouldn't get it. So fast, and he cuts through the guy, through the face, and start using his quirk of decaying them, just like at first to grab him, and he's just cutting through them. Blah. And you see at the bottom, at the last panel, the page, that it starts with one person, and then he just cuts through, decaying all these people at once, like a giant group, decaying without touching them multiple times. So I think people are just freaking out about this. Like, he just needs to, based through touch, he has to decay them. But I think the more I think about it, seeing this, I think it's more like a virus or something. Like he can touch from one person, starts the decay, and then it just spreads. Like I think as long as they're touching one another, that decay is just going to keep on spreading. So that's probably what my best idea on what's going on here. So yeah, he basically disintegrates, just basically pulled a Thanos and just decay all those people to dust. And he just jumps off the roof. And Spinner obviously seeing this feat, and he's like freaking out about it. Do my eyes deceive me? Just now, did his decay propagate, pro, protogate through to spread to spread through to the people he didn't even touch? Shigaraki, you. And you see at the bottom panel, he's like completely high. Basically, the person of how a person will get high on drugs and he's like hallucinating and all that. And that's what he's probably looked like. So I'd probably be a little bit curious what he's also saying in his head while he's doing this, and probably won't remember that he killed all those people just through a virus plague of decay. And probably even Dobby saw this. We cut back to Dobby, and Dobby's talking. Well, if leader's joining the fray, then I guess I can too. Just idling around without killing anyone has never been my style. And he's just like setting his left hand on fire. Whoosh. And he's about. And we see like a pair of hands just pop out of nowhere, a silhouette of another person just about to slam down onto the ground. And it does happen with this Eskimo looking guy just banging his hands onto the ground, creating like rock or something. And at the bottom page is Dobby says ice. And yeah, the Eskimos man's quirk is basically using ice quirks. Their killing in their killing intent signals the start of the death march. Chapter 227 end. And that's the chapter. So yeah, we got some like tiny little nuggets of information with Shigaraki. Like he just starts remembering certain little details, like with we just learned about Hannah, probably his sister. Like he had a sister, and probably knowing the universe's luck with how Shigaraki just basically killed his entire family, implying he slaughtered everybody with his quirk. Yeah, she's probably dead at this point. I prob I would be very shocked and surprised if Hannah actually is still alive. So yeah, this is gonna get a little crazy. So yeah, with Eskimo Man just about to fight Dobby. So I think I can only guess how this is gonna end with Dobby versus Ice People. And this is basically more of a, can Dobby actually handle a person with an ice quirk? And we know that Todoroki has both fire and ice quirks. So yeah, this is probably going to be telling us, yeah, Dobby can handle himself with an ice quirk. So Todoroki has a lot to learn before he's ready to fight Dobby for real. And are we gonna get a little finally get a backstory for Dobby and a certain theory that's been cropping up on the internet again with a certain older brother of Todoroki maybe in fact be a homicidal killer and have been driven into this killing business because his father was previously an asshole and he's starting to change his tune. So yeah, we might be getting into that. That maybe Endeavor may have intentionally broken his older brother to become a supervillain? Or are we, and probably in comedic wise, are we going to see him cook Eskimo Man, setting him on fire, burning him alive? I can probably think of few jokes I can make with this, with fire and ice clashing. Well, probably, but you'll probably have to wait next week. So until then, this has been Josh24214, and next time, are we going to either see Toasty or Frosty? Yes, I made that reference. I know what's that's from. Or Crispy. Yeah, I know, it's kind of childish, but yeah. I'll see you next week. So until then, for chapter 228, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.